All right, happy Tuesday. Guess what we got tomorrow? Gumbo day. So I'm gonna make us a gumbo. I'm then gonna make us a gumbo with a sandwich. An oyster po' boy. What do you say we get cracking? Gumbo. Everybody knows that the most important thing about gumbo is the roux. That's a flour and fat mixture. This particular mixture that I'm choosing is gonna be bacon fat and flour. So we rendered out some nice bacon. Now we're gonna add our flour to make the roux. 1 scoop, mix it in. Another half a scoop, mix it in. Now the beauty of the roux is, one, we're gonna brown it so it gives us that nice rich dark flavor. And 2 is it's gonna thicken our soup. So we're gonna cook the roux. We're gonna cook the roux slow. When this roux is the same color as the bacon, that's why I left the bacon bits in there, then our roux is ready for our gumbo. But while we're waiting for that, we're gonna make our gumbo. So we're gonna saute some onions, garlic, carrots, celery, green peppers. For this, I'm gonna use a little canola oil. Plus we're gonna have enough fat and bacon and flavor in our roux. So I start with a hot pan. You wanna get them nice with some color on them. And then we're gonna turn it down and let them sweat. Put a little salt in it. Salt to bring out the moisture, you know that? See how the roux is starting to turn colors on me? That's what we want. But you gotta stir it or else the bottom will burn and the top won't get cooked. So we got a nice caramelization of vegetables on the bottom of our stock pot here. We're gonna deglaze it with some white wine. To pull up all the goods from the bottom of the pot. Put a little scrape on it, it's okay. Now we're gonna add our spices. Oregano, chili pepper flakes, Creole seasoning, thyme, cumin, a little bit more garlic and onion powder, black pepper. Put that right in there. Paprika. This is gonna give us depths of flavor. Can of whole peeled tomatoes. That's gonna give us some color and some more flavor. And then finally, chicken stock. So our roux is working hard. It's now becoming the color of our bacon. Yeah. You can smell the nuttiness. Let's bread some oysters. What I want to do is I want to dry them because we need to bread them. We're going to take a paper towel because we want them kind of dry so we can bread them. We'll take a little bit of the juice, put it into the gumbo. More flavor, more better. We're going to take our baguette, cut in half. I like to scoop out the inside of the bread, just the top half, so I can get more stuff in it. Our roux is done. Look at the color of that. That's our roux is done. Now I'm gonna take our roux and put it into our gumbo and let it all cook together. Bacon, everything, and everything, and everything. Give it a good stir. Put a cover on it and let it go. So we're gonna do a traditional breading as opposed to a beer batter. I like it because it's a little crunchier for me on the outside of the oysters. Gives me a nice texture on the inside of the sandwich. So we flour, we egg them, and then we breadcrumb them. This is why I use bowls, ladies and gentlemen. That way you don't have to make a mess in your kitchen. I'm just gonna leave them in the breadcrumbs until I'm ready for them. All right, so our gumbo has come to a boil. I then turned it down to let it simmer so that all the vegetables and the roux and the chicken stock cook and come together. While that's happening, I'm going to get ready to assemble my po' boy. So we're gonna shave some romaine lettuce, slice some beefsteak tomato. I'm gonna take the rest of the tomatoes, the scrap, the rest of it, put it into our soup. No need to waste it. I have our bread toasting on the flat top. You want to get a little crunch on it. I'm gonna make a remoulade. For the most part, the condiments from the inside of your refrigerator door. mayonnaise, ketchup, hot sauce, mustard, capers, some Creole spice, a little bit of garlic and salt. And then we're gonna just mix it all together. And we have our refrigerator door remoulade. Smash the capers up a little bit. That way we get a little bit of salt in there, a little vinegar. Now we got something to spread on the bread. We fry oysters. We give them a little shake in the bread, dry them up a little bit more. We're going into 350 degrees. While that's frying, I'm gonna take my okra, and I have a green tomato here that I've also breaded and going to fry. Now for our soup, the garnish, we have crawfish tails and andouille sausage. I have a little bit of yellow rice. That's gonna be the end product after we finished our gumbo. We're gonna get our pan hot, a little bit of oil. And we want to sort of saute the andouille sausage. Pull out some of the fat, give it a little crispness so we have some texture and body. Oysters are ready. We're gonna put the remoulade on both sides of the bread. Get it in the holes. And then we're gonna add the crayfish, the crawdaddies, the crayfish, and the rice. Oyster. So we're gonna set up our po' boy sandwich. Nice crispy fried oysters, fresh lettuce and tomatoes. We're gonna cut in half, of course. Our gumbo is ready, but first, we need to add the filet powder. It's ground, dried sassafras. This is gonna lend our background flavor and also thicken our soup. I'm putting it in last because we don't want to expire the flavor. We're gonna stir it in, give it a chance to work, and then bring it back up to a boil, and then we're gonna puree it with a stick blender. Pureeing of all the vegetables in the soup will also help thicken the soup, along with the roux, the sassafras, the filet powder. All right, because I like hot soup, bring it back to a boil. We have our fried okra and fried green tomato. That's gonna be our garnish. All right, so gumbo time. Take all of our good stuff. That way you know I'm not joking around when I'm talking about green tomatoes. And then we finished it with some fried okra. Oyster po' boy with gumbo. Happy Gumbo Day, everybody. Enjoy this. Doesn't happen all the time.